When fuel prices went up, we were told our fuel is higher because we are more developed than our neighbors. The last time I checked, fuel prices in USA is almost half what we are paying here. So USA is not developed as us.
If there is man of God who know how to inject and know how to preach at the same time, then it is Bishop Ongijo. I want you to take your minute or rather your time and listen to this pastor facing the politician that they normally talk any funeral event to be their campaign mode. Just listen to Bishop Ongijo.
You are not talking about this. To make matters worse, civil servants and teachers have no proper medical scheme because SHA is not working for them. I'm yet to hear a member of parliament speak to that. Figures don't lie. They speak the truth. Our universities are terribly underfunded. If you look at 2025, 2026, 2027, university funds faces a deficit of 20.8 billion. Deficit in scholarship is 12.6. For the 2025-2026 is 9.6. So total arrears is big. Help that helps our vulnerable children is at 35.1 billion in deficit. Having received only 41.1 against required 76.3. Unfortunately, the government places priority elsewhere. What you are telling us, development, and our children are handicapped. Parliament ought to do something. I know today you will tell us about 1 term, 2 term. Even as you say that, tell us what is going to happen to our children who are in crisis in schools. Even as you say that, tell us about the health crisis that we are faced as a country. I talk with passion about education because it is what this Muse stood for. Transfers of teachers. Last week in Kisumu Central, primary school head teachers were transferred left, right, center without a just cause. And do you know primary school teachers are paying money to go to good schools? Yes. Consult me behind the tent. One in Kisumu Central paid up to 1 million shillings to get a posting in a primary school, one of my sponsored schools. Siaya County has had principals transfers. If you look at them, they are not genuine. I am pleading with our members of parliament, stop nonsensical political sloganeering. Address the needs of the people. People are suffering. When fuel prices went up, we were told our fuel is higher because we are more developed than our neighbors. The last time I checked, fuel prices in USA is almost half what we are paying here. So USA is not developed as us. Friends, we forget very fast. There was a time when we were told that our mothers will no longer cook using firewood. That gas will reduce to 500 shillings. The last time I checked, it increased with over 500 shillings. Members of parliament, stop being a choir and a chorus. Do your job. You are supposed to oversight. When you have budgeted, make sure that that budget reaches where it's supposed to reach so that it serves the common man. You know, the main reason why our young men are running after you for handouts is because life is very difficult. Unfortunately, we love it because we want to keep them there. So that we have people who can cheer us, we have people who can run after us all the time because they are depending on the 200 shillings you are throwing through the windows. You are reducing our people to dogs and beggars. Verse 8 of our text outlines the fate of those excluded from New Jerusalem. And he lists them as follows. He says that these are the people who are excluded from New Jerusalem. He describes them as the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and liars. The prescription comes. Their punishment is the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, known as the second death, which signifies eternal separation from God. Jesus tells us in Matthew 25 that at the last time we will be separated like sheep and the goat. Others will be on the left side, others on the right side. And they will be asked that I was hungry, you did not feed me. I was naked, you did not clothe me. I was, you know it. And some of us will be asked that we gave you responsibility to legislate well, but you did not do it. Who are the cowardly? Cowardly means fearful. It refers to those afraid to stand the truth, or those who shrink back from confessing Christ, often due to fear of persecution, fear of ostracism, or worldly loss. Sometimes there are benefits we think we are going to lose when we speak the truth. The unbelieving are sometimes referred to as the unfaithful. Those who reject or refuse to trust in Christ.
That was right in Seme. The Seme, these people are the typical Luo people. And in this video, let us try to unmask the truth behind the sermon of this Bishop Ongijo. And in case this is your first time coming across us, kindly please take a minute or two, click that subscribe button, then allow the notification buttons to be on. This is not the first time Bishop is facing the political class. And it is clear that from where I sit, let the other clergy learn from this Bishop Ongijo. And when the church will be hostile for this politician, and when the church will be preaching the real gospel and again holding this government to account, then I tend to think that there will be no lies in church. There will be no lies in church. there will be no politics in church, so that people will be going church just to listen to the word of God and trying to mingle with their fellow Christian and going back home. And Bishop Ongijo also is trying to bring the aspect that, these people that we normally call the politician, they do fear a lot. Wanaogopa one man, and that man is William Samoei Ruto. So politician feels that when I speak negative, or rather about the government, or rather when I hold the government to account, then automatic kesi yangu itafunguliwa mahali, automatic I'll be summoned to do B or A, automatic this will be go south. So these people are so afraid to speak. That's why this bishop is telling to them, stop what they normally call fear. This political class, they normally take Kenyans to be like, okay, yani it's like a very small class in this ecosystem of Kenya. Let's take the land of Kenya to be like an ecosystem. So it is just a small group of people that are just there. They see themselves like ni watu wameshafika. And now, for them to survive politically, and this, I really appreciate Pastor for bringing it clearly. For them to survive politically, number one, they must ensure that the common mwananchi is a beggar. A beggar in a way that you live depending on them, not even depending on yourself. Let's take the case of young people. So you will be living, but all what you depend in is on this politician. Mtu akupe 1 bob, mtu akupe 50 bob, mtu akupe 200 bob, so that now, yani, take for example of the young people. So mtu amekuchukua, you are like, yani it's like amekucolonize, that you cannot survive without him. Bundles za tuso yeye anakuwekea, so akishakuwekea, so you go out, yani hata ufikiri ni that the same person, he cannot employ you. I want you to think with me in this line, and most of you guys, you will agree with me. I'm still on young people. You will get that back to the element of Pastor or rather Bishop Ongijo of us depending on handout. And how does it come in? This politician can really take a responsibility to educate you. And when they educate you, they will educate you to have that education. But where they draw the line is to employ you. Where they draw the line is to look for you a job. Where they draw the line is to make you dependable, or rather dependable. You depend on yourself. That is where they normally draw a big line. So they want you to put you in a cage. I normally call it a cage. A cage in that you are educated, umesoma, but you cannot depend on yourself. So which dependence will be on them? So they go hire you. You start now to type nonsense on social media in the name of being the bloggers. So your work ni kugonganisha hapa na pale, because they know you have education, umesoma, with the English, the conversation that you are going to engage in name of trying to polish their name, it's just inaendana with what they want, kwa sababu they had already accomplished it. And this is what now killing our young people. Let's now go back to this politician. The real issue, they're not dealing with it. The real issue, and it was a very good reminder from Pastor. The real issue, they're not in any other way trying to work on it. The main issue is just to pick microphone and to praise one term or other, two term. But the deep down the line, let's now speak to the real issues. The real issues there is the issue of affordable, or rather, let me talk about affordable, or rather, let me say it's affordable. Affordable is good. Affordable healthcare sectors, we don't have it at all, at all. Our hospitals are just there. SHA is not working, and we are just there as citizens at doing what we are going to do. The real issue of employment, they are not talking about it. Education sector, help, people are crying, but the guy is not even doing anything concerning it. What is there? Yeye ni mradi akuje. Now they have now fashioned us, washajua what Kenyans need is only employment. Ati kujenga barabara is what Kenyans need. To come and say nitawekea hapa nyumba. Who wants houses? So it's now they take that is what Kenyans want. But the real issue that affecting Kenyans is the health sector. The real issue that's affecting Kenyans, that is education. The real issue that's affecting Kenyans, that is the cost of living. That's why Pastor was clear. Let's stop all these nonsensical, let me say, slogans that you are having. Sijui these people tunasikiza ground, mwingine anatokea kule fagia movement, mwingine ako kule tawe. These things is not going to help mwananchi. Wengine tutam, that is not thing that is going to help us. And it is good time for us Kenyans. We are not going to liberate this country if you are going to make politicians to be like we depend on them. I think let's this political class to achieve their space and don't show that greediness for them. Don't show that greediness that without this past, without this politician, I cannot have that. Some even deep in village, we have taken this politician even to be like your God. Asubuhi unaamka unaabudu kwake, jioni unatoka kwake unaabudu. What are we doing? These people are taking us, let me just paraphrase Pastor. These people are taking us like pigs, like dogs. As per Trooper 50, we are heading in a very big, or rather bad situation as a country if we continue to accept, or rather to be led the way we are in this nation. What is your thought, guys? Drop it in comment section. I'll be doing my best to read it and giving you a response. And with that, guys, peace and love.
And with that, guys, thank you for choosing Kenya Political Brief as your primary news platform, more so on politics. Kindly please share this video to a friend. If politics is your passion, this is the place you really wish to be. Kindly subscribe. Bye bye.